I took Introduction to Linguistics once, and I remember that in the first or maybe the second class, there was a moment in which I realized that I had been wrong about languages all my life. The fact I learned that day changed how I thought about languages forever. It is probably the most important thing I have ever learned about linguistics. All languages are equal. But I don't mean equal in the sense of having the same words or having the same grammar, because they obviously don't. They are all very different and diverse. I mean that they are equal in the sense that they can all be used to transmit the same ideas, emotions, and thoughts. You can express the ideas of Buddha in Portuguese as well as he expressed them himself in Magahi. And you can express the ideas of Kant as well in Navajo as he did in German. You can express any idea, any thought, or any feeling anyone has ever expressed in any language equally well in any other language. Now, at face value, this seems to obviously not be true. After all, we know of many untranslatable words. For example, here's a BuzzFeed listicle of 23 such untranslatable words. Wow, well, I guess that completely destroyed my argument then. But wait a second. What is this? Oh, okay, I see. So those are just little explanations of what those words mean. For example, in Japanese, komorebi refers to the sort of scatter light effect that happens when sunlight shines through the trees. Oh yeah, I have noticed that. I really like that effect. Huh. I wish there was some way to say that I like it when the sunlight gets scattered by the trees, but since I don't speak Japanese, I cannot use the word komorebi, and there is no way for me to ever refer to the sunlight scattered by the trees. Unless... Wait a second. Could it be that sunlight scattered by the trees is the translation of komorebi? Okay, I'm done being sarcastic. Of course, sunlight scattered by the trees is a valid translation of the word komorebi. And sure, I know, sunlight scattered by the trees is 5 words, while komorebi is just 1 word. But that doesn't matter. Here, I'll prove it to you. For example, in Spanish, verbs, when conjugated, indicate the subject of an action and the verbal tense. For example, in English you say they eat, which is 2 words, but in Spanish you say comen, which is just 1 word. Does that mean that comen is another untranslatable word? Someone might still argue that it is not a big deal. I mean, here the difference is just 1 word, and Spanish speakers often include the pronoun anyway to make emphasis. Ellos comen. Okay, but what about this famous phrase? I will be back. It is 4 words in English, but in Spanish is just volveré, 1 word. Even more, in Spanish the word úntesela is the polite imperative reflexive conjugation of untar, a verb that means to rub over. And this conjugation also indicates the object of the action. So this 1 word in Spanish, in English, is translated as please rub it all over yourself, which is 6 words. And I can do this all day, conjugating verbs that take anywhere from 1 word up to 6 or more words to translate. So where's the line? At what point do they become untranslatable words? Answer, they never do. No matter how long the translation gets, it's always a translation. And one might still argue that sometimes bilingual speakers can't actually translate some words, and that it is a common experience for people fluent in 2 or more languages to struggle at expressing themselves because languages are so different. And I agree, that does happen. Hell, it has happened to me many times. But what is more likely? That translation is a skill that can be practiced and that some people are better at translating than others? Or that there are words invented by human minds whose meaning cannot be understood by other human minds unless they learn a whole other system of encoding information? Because the bottom line is that we all have human minds, and unless you're a genius or have some disability, we all have pretty much the same mental capabilities. This means that languages were developed by people like us, who felt feelings like we do, who worried like we do, had ideas like we do, who loved like we do. And their languages evolved to express those thoughts and feelings. So, why would we, anywhere on earth, not be able to learn their words? It is a simple exercise in empathy. Finally, some people might still argue that different people live very different lives. The hunter-gatherers of New Guinea have no need for words about insurance policies, or company shares, or chemical reactions, and that is true. But as technology and the modern life have reached the people of New Guinea, and all these new things have entered their experience, their languages have developed new words, or adapted existing words from other languages, to refer to all these new experiences. And in doing so, they are following in the tradition of the Icelandic people, who, when confronted with all the new experiences of TV shows, computers, Olympic Games, and much more, invented words for television, the internet, medals, among many other things. The same tradition as the Spanish people, when the Arabs brought them the new experiences of algebra and algorithms, and they adopted those words, and eventually all of Europe did the same. And those are just two examples, but humanity has been doing this for thousands of years. Inventing new words or taking words from other languages when they are confronted with new experiences. Because new experiences might be the one true untranslatable words to people who have not experienced what they mean. But as soon as people experience those things, well, they don't stay untranslatable for very long. There are many more arguments of why some languages might be better than others. And I will debunk them in a future video. Hell, maybe I'll make a series out of this. And if you wanna see it, please subscribe and ring the bell. Thanks a lot.